It's not about manifesting the future you want, because then that inherently has energy of it's not good enough right now. What I have is not good enough, which means that's the underlying energy that you're coming from, which can't manifest to anything better. So what you need to come from is not dreaming and hoping and fantasizing and planning for the future and what you want, stepping into the future. What can you do about it now? Stepping into that future now. Which has in it the underlying key of the laws of the universe, which is you have to believe it, become it first, and then it reflects in the outer reality. You have to know it to be yours already, and then the universe will be like, okay, here. So you have to step into that, embody that, and then reality reflects it back. Not coming from I don't already have it energy. I'm now taking steps into the future that I want, steps on the path towards what I want, not continuously ruminating on what I want for the future and the energy of I don't already have it. It's like, okay, let's just not wasting time on that, take time and energy, wrong type of energy, usage anyways, and fix it, bring it to the right energy that the universe will actually bring it to you with, or reflect it to you with. Shift into that frequency instead of coming from the lower vibration of it, or the lack vibration of I don't have it yet. And all the underlying things that includes. I don't have enough money to have it yet. I'm whatever it is, whatever the stories are. You've got to reframe it. Instead of fantasizing about the future you want to have, step into the future, that version of you now. And do what that version of you is doing. And everybody says this, but it's just like, you do. You have to do the work, figure out what's holding you back from doing that when you're at that stage, and it's like, now what? That's what. Step into the version of you that has it already. And what they're going to do about their next move on that timeline. That's all this just start and fake it till you make it things come from. It's like little snippets of how it actually works. Start doing it and then you are it. And that's the thing, you just have to start instead of ruminating on everything. But sometimes there's stuff in the way of you getting started, because maybe there's still beliefs that you can't do it, or you're not worthy of doing it, or whatever, you can't make money doing that, blah blah blah. Residual even maybe energies of that. You have to make sure that's all clear first. And then it's like, okay, now what? Now how to start being a conscious co-creator, how to start manifesting what I do want. Right? I've said that before. It's like, okay, coming at it from the energy of what do I want to experience next? That's why goals even have an underlying energy of not having it. Instead of what do I want to experience next, and then directly after that, stepping into that reality and taking the action that version of you takes. Instead of doing that, it's, I don't have it yet, let me work towards getting it. And then that's what the universe is going to feed you, working towards getting it. And instead of stepping into having it, and what that person does when they have it. If you want to be a content creator, then you have to step into content creation. You have to just start doing it. You can't let it... Yeah, dreaming of the future of... And like, oh, I'll do it when these circumstances are right, and blah blah, all this stuff that you have to get out of the way first. What? Yeah. You know what's good, and you know what's easy if you do want to go down that route of content creation? And it's like, instead of putting so much weight on it, of everything that is involved with putting weight on it, and thinking that you have to be perfect or have it all planned out, or, disclaimers and all this stuff. And have scripts and editing and all that, and worrying about all those steps and stuff like that. You just have to, and coming from something valid, or worrying about, anyways, doesn't matter. Like always, like trying to prove, or coming from a way of proving something to somebody when you're just speaking your truth. You're like narrowing your own flow to try to make it fit for somebody else's viewpoint instead of just flowing. So in order to avoid all of that, just look at it as what it really is, which is you are providing a mirror for somebody else. So instead of putting so much pressure on it and yourself and the whole journey of it, which could be a block and everything and a limitation for you, just look at it as you're putting out a mirror out there, because that's what you're doing anyways. So just put your mirror out there and let people do the work that they need to do with your mirror. Yeah, this goes back to it becoming the age of the individual. You decide what you want to do, start doing it, and then and then reality flex it back, which is the laws of the universe. But so it's just the age of everybody I guess. Instead of it being the other way around, where the paradigm favors groupthink, it's now an era of the individual, and the individual can just, and groupthink including gatekeeping and stuff like that. And now it's the age of the individual, and the individual can just let people know that they exist, and people can be attracted and come, instead of this gatekeeping old paradigm stuff. Instead of old paradigm stuff, how, I have to go to school to be a therapist to help people with this kind of stuff. No, you can just let people know you exist, let people know, put yourself out there, put your mirror out there. And if people like what they see, or if it helps people work through something that they don't like seeing, great. You're doing your job of being a reflection. And so when you put yourself out there and let people know you're out there and you have worked through some stuff, and then they can resonate with that, and then that's how you do that. That's how you get around gatekeeping. That's how you move into the new age, the new era, the new world of conscious co-creation. I don't know what to tell you. It sounds like it's like this massive thing that's happening, but it's just whoever decides to remember that that's all that needs to be done. And then the others will stay where they are. And that's the way it always has been, and that's the way it always will be, and that's what you're witnessing some of the shift over time of people migrating to one side or the other. But that's the thing, even regardless of whether it's content creation or not, you have to go through the steps of healing your willingness to be seen. You have to, if you want to follow your passion and be successful in following that passion in whatever way that means for you, you have to first work through the fears of people seeing that true reflection, and then be able to shine it or show it. And that's what the work is. And once you get past all those blocks and barriers and step into it, that's when you are then consciously co-creating your reality. You become a conscious creator, co-creating with Source, because you realize you are it, and it is you, the I am presence, and that's the end. Consciousness is fundamental. What do you want to do with it? Let's forget about everything else, that the stories of this realm, and come back to that. What do you want to do with it? You are creator, source, energy. What do you want to do with it? That's the end. And that's what we should be teaching the kids too. Let's see what we can do when we're free. We've seen what we can do with limitation. Let's see what we can do when we're free. That's exactly it. Whatever it is, regardless of context, it's just putting your mirror out there. And that's what this age of the individual is about. If you have no idea what I mean about this shift into the age of the individual, there's context in human design, which is known as the shift from cross of planning to the cross of sleeping phoenix. If you Google that, there'll be more contextual information on what that means as the age of the individual. More in-depth, whatever description of that, if you wish. The proof is just in the pudding. You see it everywhere. I've talked about this before. You see it in all the Disney movies now. Stepping out of the binds of other people's expectations and just being yourself. And the power that comes with that. And the darkness that comes with suppressing it too. All of them. All of the movies are. Look what I can do when I stop thinking I can't. Boom. There's your shift. All about listening to that inner truth. What can I do when I listen to my own heart? Instead of what the noise around me is suggesting. Regardless of how deep those attachments to those noises go. Only your inner self, your truth, your heart, your soul knows what's true for you, what's right for you. Your destiny, your path, your direction. You're the pull of your heart strings that is linked to the soul's true desire for this lifetime. We're all stars in this on this little planet of Earth, waiting to explode our energy and see what becomes out of that energy. And also, as per Robert Monroe's book, Ultimate Journeys, we're here gathering parts of ourselves back. That's why you even hear it in spiritual corners, soul retrieval. That is it. And in his book, there's a part where he's talking to something. Maybe it is the everythingness, God, universe. Or anyway, and they said, yeah, something like, you can't be here. You're missing so much of you. You're alone. You're missing so much of you. You're basically implying you have to go. That's the thing. You have to go back and get it. You have to get more of you. Which, i.e., is just becoming more of you and more of that true I am, and embodying more and more of that true you. That's why he had these images and stuff in the book, again, of, him retrieving parts of himself. And he was having a conversation with some intelligent being, I presume, if I remember right. Which I guess it probably ends up just being him anyways. Not probably, I think that is the case. Anyway. Where he was wondering and asking how many lifetimes or how many versions of myself have gotten caught up in these belief systems that lead me away from myself, away from the remembrance of myself. Yeah. Deeper into separation consciousness, basically. So deep that you never come back into the remembrance, even until death. And obviously all of this stuff is like, there's no hierarchy. Is that what true fulfillment is when you reach a point of, at least within this humanness version of yourself, gathering enough of you back that you feel whole? Because there's bits and pieces of you that have been shaved off due to belief systems. Bits and pieces of you, your wholeness, your truth that you came in with. Imagine you're like a piece of metal. And all of those belief systems have shaved off pieces of you, and it's like, okay, now when you're reprogramming, reparenting, blah blah blah, you like turn on this inner magnet within yourself. The analogy started to crumble there. Anyways, so there's also a magnet inside of you. You're a piece of metal with a magnet inside of you, or just maybe a piece of magnet having. Would that work? No. Having pieces shaved off. Anyways, there's a magnet inside of you. And you're a piece of metal that's have had pieces shaved off due to belief systems, and then the magnet turns on and you suck all the pieces back. And then now you have all of your pieces back with you. And is that fulfillment? Is that wholeness? Contentment? Self-assuredness? Is that it? And therefore, when you embody that, everything comes from a place of wholeness, and therefore you're not coming from a place of lack, which means you can just decide to do something and you can have it because there's nothing else holding you back. Again, conscious co-creation.